What is up, Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And on today's episode, I will be talking about why you self-sabotage, why you can't reach your goals, why you keep getting in your own way. But before we dig in, I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've been enjoying the show, if you could rate the show, share the show, subscribe, that just helps me get in front of more people, which helps me help more people, which is the goal of this show. So anyway, but before we jump in, I actually wanted to, so I'm recording on Mother's Day. So this is going out tomorrow. And I just wanted to thank all the moms out there. I coach a lot of moms. I have a mom. I'd like to be a mom someday and just give you guys a shout out because what you do is really hard. You guys not only birthed people, which is a whole process in and of itself, 9+ months, not even including recovery and all of the crazy stuff kids put you through. But thank you for doing what you do. It's super important. And yeah, just wanted to thank all the moms. Happy Mother's Day. And the reason I was thinking about self-sabotage is a lot of my moms do this. So no hate, but oftentimes we've built habits and behaviors that are more comfortable, and it is uncomfortable to do the changes. And so I've noticed, again, a lot of my moms self-sabotage because they go to what's normal and what's natural because they have a lot on their plate. And so, making changes, really hard to do. It's even harder to do when you have other humans to take care of. So, just wanted to talk about it in general today. But for the most part, we self-sabotage not because we want to fail, but because that is what our body knows. And our body is trying to regulate our nervous system. So for myself, self-sabotage, I think I talked about this last episode, food. When I'm in a stressful state, you know what tastes really good? Food does. And food kind of gives me some type of relief. So even if I have goals, if I'm in a stressful situation, I might eat more than I should. I might overindulge. I might pick something that is not conducive to my goals because my body is trying to keep me safe. And so oftentimes we self-sabotage because the behaviors that we've built to soothe and help us feel more regulated aren't the right behaviors. That might look like alcohol. That might look like isolation. It might look like distraction, scrolling endlessly on your phone. It might look like, trying to distract yourself with education podcasts and TV or the news, or maybe spending your energy helping your kids or doing chores at home instead of the tasks that you're supposed to do. Because those are the learned behaviors that we've built that in the past have made us feel safe. Right? Like food is a common one. I feel like that's the most common one, especially with what I do. But a lot of people will eat food when they don't feel safe. And it's hard to recognize that, but once you do recognize what you're trying to do with that behavior, then you can swap that behavior for something else. So the first thing that I'll have my clients to do that are consistently self-sabotaging with overindulging or prioritizing other things above their workouts or whatnot, is I'll have them write down, what are you thinking when you're doing that behavior? Or have you identified anything that triggers that behavior? Like for myself, when I'm around specific people, I will eat more and I will overindulge because I feel anxious and unsafe. So eating foods will help me feel safe, help regulate my nervous system. Really, it doesn't, right? It doesn't really solve the problem. I'm trying to distract from the uncomfortable feelings that I'm having and the uncomfortable situation, and instead, I'm self-soothing with food, right? Some people it might be drugs, alcohol, scrolling, getting distracted with work instead of, having the hard conversation or doing the next best thing, right? Oh, I have this work to do, or I have to do these things for my kids. So, anyway, once you identify what triggers that specific behavior, then you can start to unpack why that specific behavior makes you feel safe. Like there might be a specific food that you gravitate towards. And it might be because when you had it as a kid, you felt really good, or there was some nice experience with that food. Like maybe your grandpa would get you soft serve when you'd go to the pool with him. So you gravitate towards getting a soft serve ice cream. That was me. I didn't use soft serve. My grandpa would take me to the pool and we'd get soft serve ice cream. So I love soft serve ice cream. Partly because it's really mostly because of that, memory with my grandpa. Soft serve, the texture is good, but it's not that flavorful. It just tastes like sugar, soft sugar, cold sugar. Anyway, so figure out what that behavior that is self-sabotaging is trying to do for you, and see if there's something else that would be better serve you. So something that I've started to do when I'm around those particular people and I'm a little anxious is I will go on a walk outside. I'll go on a walk outside, get some sunlight. I might go to the gym too, depending on time of day, to get out of that environment, to feel better, to better take care of myself. And movement for me helps me feel good. A couple days ago, I was really down in the dumps and I was supposed to train and I didn't want to. I went to the gym anyway, but instead I decided to do a cardio session instead of my lifting session. And I pushed the lifting session to the next day because I was not in the mental capacity to lift heavy weights. I just wasn't there, but I showed up and I did something and I felt better having done something than just not doing anything and just sitting in my crappy mood, my depressed kind of mental state. I went and I did something. And that helped. That helped a lot. I was still kind of down, but it helped quite a bit. So, and again, it doesn't have to be working out. It doesn't have to be going on a walk. Maybe it's reading a book that you really like that kind of calms you. Maybe it's playing some music. Maybe it's listening to music. Maybe it's playing a video game. And video games, people dunk on them in the fitness space, but it's a tool, and you can use it the right way or the wrong way. There's people that don't go out and do things, and they just get involved in the own virtual world and don't have any relationships, don't actually live their lives. That's an unhealthy way to use video games. I'd say video games to unwind or play with other people and connect with other people, that's a great way to use them, to de-stress and chill. Yes, I play video games. Anyway, so like something, maybe drawing. So just something that helps you get present in the moment and calm down. So what and with those behaviors, once you can create like a gap and a sense of awareness, you can create some sort of maybe boundary. Like before I go grab that bag of chips, I have to write down I have to journal for 5 minutes. Or before I eat that cookie, I need to go on a lap around the block. Oftentimes, if you separate the trigger from the behavior and you give yourself time to pause, most of the time you will not do that self-sabotaging behavior. Most of the time, that break is all you needed to regulate, figure out why you're gravitating towards that self-sabotaging behavior, and then not do the action. But sometimes you might do the action anyway, and that's okay. It's about building awareness to that thing and trying to come up with a solution to give you that same relief that that self-sabotaging behavior has for you. So, in summary, self-sabotaging behaviors are there to keep you safe. That is your body's way of keeping you safe. So, they're giving you something. They're giving you some relief or something. And in order to shift those behaviors towards something that best serves you and your new goals, your new person that you want to be, you have to identify what is triggering those behaviors. So identify the triggers. When you can identify the triggers, you can come up with a boundary and or game plan to separate that trigger from the action and try to identify a better way to regulate yourself and your nervous system that would better serve you and your goals. So anyway, it's kind of oversimplified, but this is something I talk through with clients most of the time, like trying to figure out like, okay, you're doing this thing. Why are you doing this thing? Do you have any indication or are you aware of why? And honestly, I think the best value of having a coach is helping my clients identify those behaviors that they didn't realize that they had, help them build better behaviors so that they can achieve their goals and sustain their goals, and then help them find a way to become that new version of themselves. So, most of the time, and just in general, what I've noticed is clients will say, you know, I've noticed this thing, and this might not be self-sabotaging behavior, just in general, like noticing something. They'll notice something when they start working with me, and I'm like, how long have you had this? And they're like, honestly, I don't know. I just started paying more attention to things when I hired you. So that's another interesting thing. And so I think sometimes too, hiring a coach, paying more attention to will help you be more aware of the behaviors you already have and help you better connect to yourself, to your body, and to the potential behaviors that you need to shift and change. So anyway, if you are struggling with this, you're like, I keep self-sabotaging. I cannot, for some reason, identify why I cannot consistently train, or I cannot consistently have those meals that I know best serve me, or I consistently overindulge. I consistently go to Starbucks when I know I shouldn't be, and I have food at home, or I consistently go out to eat every single night, even though I plan my meals for the week. So 1, identify what is going on when you're doing those things. Start there, and then it'll kind of help you unpack what really is going on and what you're trying to do. And generally speaking, it's your body's trying to keep you safe. But the way that you've taught your body to keep you safe is not serving you anymore. It served you at some point in time, right? Maybe as a kid going out to eat, you got to leave the house if your parents were arguing. And so that helped regulate your nervous system and it helped you feel safe. But now, as an adult, you don't live with them anymore, it might not be serving you, right? So identify that. And if you need help breaking down why you keep self-sabotaging, that is something I can help with. And I'd be more than happy to just set up a time to chat. You can book a discovery call in the link below. We could see if we'd be a good fit. And then we could hash out what the coaching process together would look like. But anyway, thank you for listening to the episode. If this was helpful at all, if you could rate the show, share the show, subscribe to the podcast, that just helps me get in front of more people, which helps me help more people, which is the goal of the show. So anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.